Should cars have self-imposed speed limits?
Meaning they know what the speed limit is and they have to go that speed? Or
Yes.
that they can't go 180 miles an hour?
Well, right. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. Because, right, that's a good contrast. You shouldn't be driving over 100 miles an hour, and your car shouldn't let you. The National Transportation Safety Board recommended that automakers install technology on all new cars that can prevent reckless speeding, and for the first time called on the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration to mandate it. Of course, most people will frequently drive a bit faster than they're supposed to, but there is a world of difference between being a few miles over the posted speed limit and careening down a road at over 100 miles an hour. Unless they're employed in emergency response, no one's speedometer should be hitting the triple digits on public roads, yet it's a regular occurrence. That's an important distinction, because the more I thought about it, I was like, yeah, why does my car go up to 120 miles an hour? Is it not is it just a thing with, like, I don't know anything about cars, so is it something with the motor that when they're built, that's just how fast they can go? But I know that some cars can go faster.
Yeah, because the motors are nicer, and so I mean, I didn't like making a self-imposed limitation on a mechanical thing that can do something greater, because you have, it's just a weird thing. I'm sure there's a way to do it, but look, I will gladly have my car limited to 100 miles per hour as long as the cops are limited to 100 miles an hour as well. Because think about it.
They should be able to. They can only go 90 miles an hour.
Yeah,
they should be able to go slower.
Look, it's nothing against police, but imagine. We've all gone through COVID, okay? Imagine a time where everyone just goes bat blank crazy and I justifiably have to get away from something. We're all going 100 miles an hour.
We can all going exactly as fast as we can.
Yeah.
Our car will let us go.
Maybe there's a point, like when they were laughing at when they were laughing at the jokes, or it's not a joke, Josh, but when they were laughing at people who were like, yeah, no, I want a weapon in case the government goes completely crazy. Before 2020, they would laugh at you and say, you really think the government's going to get crazy like that? They would laugh at you for that. Now no one's laughing.
Yeah.
Now that's not a question anybody asks anymore. That's
something I wrote down. Is anything that saves lives defendable? Because that's what before COVID, I always joked. I know I joked about it with Kelly, maybe you too. And I would say, if they just locked us all in our homes, that would be the safest thing they could do for us. So, but should they do that? Because that would technically save lives. Because then nobody would be out in the public, nobody would be on the roads. I think there's also a lot of unintended consequences that just because you can't just manufacture society in whatever way you want it to look without there being unintended consequences.
Right.
So I think doing something like this would have consequences that we can't even imagine. And one of them would be that you would just have 100 mile an hour speed chases all the time. Everybody going the exact
speed.
Exact speed. No, what would really happen is people would just, what are you going to do? You create some technology on your car, people will figure out a way to override it. If you're going to make cars computers.
Yeah, that's what's so dumb about all this. It's like it'd be so easy for people to figure out how to do that, to break it. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't think any of this is actually going to... It probably will happen, and then it'll just be so stupid that... Just like the bad guys are the ones you're going to figure out how to break that, and they're the ones you're going to go at 150 miles an hour.
I think that cars will be self-driving before...
It's an issue.
And I will grant, too, that I think there is coming a time sooner than later when we will look back and say, how many people died a year in car crashes? Yeah. And we were just good with that? That's like a genocide every year. Yeah. Just for nothing, just because there wasn't some technology developed yet. And I know that it's scary, the idea of like, well, I don't want a car to drive me places. And I get that. I don't like that idea either. But I do think that transportation is going to be a technology that over the next 100 years is going to become a lot safer.
Yeah.
And more efficient.
It would be absolutely shocking if that isn't the case.
Yeah. If this is going to be the attitude that they have to say nobody should be nobody should be going that fast. So we should just have a piece of technology that stops you from doing it. If that's kind of the attitude is like, well, this is for your own good. Self-driving car, that's for your own good.
Imagine that. Yeah, exactly. Imagine it's not. See, this is what you got to think about. It's not just like, hey, wear a mask if you want to. Okay, it's no. I'm going to shame you if you don't. This isn't going to be this thing. You're going to feel the pressure of somebody saying,
right,
you're going to do this.
If it was something where the self-driving car was so good that you were like, I gotta have that.
Yeah, but that's most likely not going to happen.
That's what I'm saying. Like if that was, but this idea of
it's going to be a crappy thing,
right,
and the government's going to tell you have to do that, and you're not going to have any control over where you park, what you do. It's going to take so much control out of your life and your hands that you're going to just never want to go anywhere.
Think about how many cars are on the road, though. The transitioning from the way it is now to self-drive, because all the roads will have to be different. I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know how they're going to do it.
I don't know.
It doesn't make any sense.
I don't know.